Hello students. In the previous video we have learned about the brain, and now in this video we will discuss about the second part of the central nervous system, and that is spinal cord. So now we know that from the last part of the brain, suppose this is the brain, and from its last part, that is the medulla oblongata. From the medulla oblongata spinal cord arises, and here from the medulla oblongata spinal cord is arising and reached to the, it ends in the second lumbar vertebrae. Remember this thing, it ends in second lumbar vertebrae. It remains for its protection, it remains inside the vertebral column, means the backbone of our, it remains inside that. It is a very sensitive structure, and just like the brain, for its protection, nature has provided us three membranes, or the spinal cord, just like the brain, it is also covered by three coverings, and these coverings are called meninges. Remember this thing, three meninges are there which covers the spinal cord: pyometer, arachnoid and durameter. In between these membranes, just like the brain, a fluid is filled, that is called cerebrospinal fluid, which behaves like a shock absorber. So it is a common point between the brain and the spinal cord, that they both are covered by the three coverings which are called meninges, and in between these meninges a fluid is filled which is called cerebrospinal fluid, and the function of the cerebrospinal fluid is the shock absorber. So remember this thing. It starts from the medulla oblongata and ends in the second lumbar vertebra. In the previous video, means in the structure of the brain, you have studied that the brain or the cerebrum part. We know that the unit of the nervous system is neuron or nerve cell, and nerve cell consists of two parts: the upper part, that is called the cell body, and the lower thread-like structure, that is called the axon. So in the cerebrum, you have seen that there are two portions: the outer portion, that is called cortex, and inner one, the inner part is called medulla. The cortex part, it consists of grey matter, and the medulla part, it consists of white matter. Grey matter means it consists of cell body or cyton part, and it consists of axon part. So we have studied about this in the previous chapter, but the arrangement of the neuron in the spinal cord is opposite to that of the cerebrum. It means, if we are seeing its internal portion, so we will get to know that this upper portion, this outer portion, the outer portion is white matter, outer portion will be white matter, and the inner one, this inner part, it is the grey matter. Why it is so? It is because this white matter consists of axon, and this grey matter, it consists of cyton part or cell. So the arrangement in the spinal cord is opposite to that of the cerebrum. In previous years, this question has been asked in the board exam, that how or in which way the arrangement of neurons is different in spinal cord than the cerebrum. So remember this thing. In the cerebrum, the outer portion, it is grey or grey matter, which consists of cell body, and the inner portion, the medulla region, it consists of, it is called white matter, which consists of axon part, and thus opposite is in the spinal cord. Remember this thing. In the center of the spinal cord, a small cavity is present which runs through the whole structure, and this cavity is also filled with the cerebrospinal fluid, and the same function it also perform, means the shock absorber. And let's talk about the function of the spinal cord. So it performs three functions. It behaves just like a mediator between the brain and the rest of the body. What does it mean? Suppose it is our brain and this is the spinal cord. So what happens from the body? Suppose it is a body part. From the body part, the impulses first go to the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord, these signals reach to the brain. So means the first function is it helps in carrying the sensory signals or sensory impulses from the body part or from the sense organs to the brain. Second function, suppose it is the muscle, any muscle of the body. So the motor impulses from the brain reach to the muscles with the help of the spinal cord. So it means it is communicating between the body structures and the brain. Or the third function is to control the reflex actions. Reflex actions, what are reflex actions? Means the sudden and involuntary actions which are controlled by the spinal cord are called reflex actions. Remember the definition. In 8th class we have studied about this, however, and few more topics are there on this topic. On this, wait a moment. Okay, so these are the functions of the spinal cord. Three functions are there only, so you can remember this. Now the central nervous system has completed. Let's talk about the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system further can be divided into two parts: somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. So in somatic nervous system, it consists of two sets of nerves, means the nerves in our body. These are included in somatic nervous system. Let's talk about these nerves. This is also the important topic, a small and important topic. Generally every year they ask near about only one question they ask from this topic of one number, but generally they ask the question in section A, means the compulsory section. So remember this thing that you will have to remember. So the peripheral nervous system, it consists of two sets of nerves. These are cranial nerves. Only 2 or 3 points are there, and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves are 12 pairs in number, or they may be motor, sensory, or mixed in nature. Means either they may be motor or sensory or mixed in nature. But the spinal nerves, these are 31 pairs in number. Cranial nerves are those nerves which arises from the brain. Also remember this thing. And spinal nerves are those nerves which arises from the spinal cord. These are 31 pairs in number, and all are mixed in nature. Only this much you have to remember about the peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system consists of the nerves, means nerves, all the nerves which are in the body together constituting the system, that is called the peripheral nervous system. Two sets of nerves are there, one which is arising from the brain, that is called cranial nerves. One set which is arising from the spinal cord, that is called spinal nerves. These are 31 pairs in number, all are mixed in nature, or they are 12 pairs in number. Numbers are important. Remember these numbers and remember this word pairs. Clearly I have written here. So you will not write cranial nerves are 12 in number. They are 12 pairs in number, 31 pairs in number. Remember this thing also. So about this much is sufficient for this. Generally they ask about their numbers, but their classification is also there. Just like the vertebral column in 9th class in skeletal system, you have studied about this, that this is the cervical region, then thoracic region, lumbar, coccygeal region. So 5 regions are there. In which region how many cranial nerves are there, It is given on page number 129. So this is the homework I am giving you. So you will study about this, or if you are able to remember this, so it will be better if you remember. One more thing is there, one more homework I am giving you, that is the autonomic nervous system. So about the autonomic nervous system, you will read from the book. A very small heading is there, few lines are only there, so you can read about it. And tomorrow it is the live class. So in this live class we will discuss about the reflexes, small experiment, Pavlov's experiment is there, so that we will study about that also, reflex arc, and then the chapter will be finished. So tomorrow we will finish this chapter in the live class, and today in this video this much only. Thank you.